Are you operating on the shadow timelines, or are you embodying your highest timeline? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salo, and I help light workers to step into their purpose and to remember who they are. And in this video, I want to talk about timelines. The timelines are basically the most probable outcomes resulting from your choices. So if you choose something, it opens up, let's say, 10 other timelines. And I made another video on it, so I'll try to remember to link it below for you so you can watch it. This is what happens every single moment we make a decision. Or every single moment when we step into very powerful energy. So those timelines are always available to us. We can choose timelines that are the main timelines, which means they are aligned with our highest potential. And so in a way, they represent the accelerated path. And many people are trying to embody or are embodying their main timelines. That's why things move very quick as well. Those highest timelines are really aligned with your purpose and with your higher self. And it's almost like when you take them, it's like you are not wasting time on distractions. You are not giving your power away. You are not going into unconscious behaviors. You are really walking the highest path for you. So this is the main timeline. And of course, there are more of them, not only one. But there is one which is, of course, the highest one, the most aligned timeline with who you truly are. And then there are those other timelines that are kind of like offshoots of this main timeline. Some of them are also very potent and can really carry you and teach you a lot. Some of those are very, very positive as well. And they actually will help you then to later plug back into that highest timeline faster if you take them in some cases. But what I want to talk about here are those shadow timelines. Those are like these tiny small timelines that are offshoots of the main timelines, and they are almost like dead-end roads. They are not leading to anything. If we start following them, we'll find out that we feel stuck. We perhaps feel like we don't have any energy. We feel exhausted. We might feel like, we are wasting our time on some level. We are realizing that this is what's taking place. From that ultimate purpose, of course, we are never wasting time, but this is how it feels like when we are on those shadow timelines. It might feel like my life is really not moving forward. My life is really stagnating somehow. And you might feel like, things are very hard in your life in a sense that you really have to labor everything through your energy, through your body before anything happens. Like you have to put in too much effort. Of course, we always have to, roll up the sleeves and get into work, but sometimes it might feel like this really feels super heavy. And it feels like I'd be almost pushing a gigantic stone in front of me. So this is how you know you are on a shadow timeline. You can also think about it like when you have a tree. Tree has the main trunk. If you would move on this main trunk, you are on your highest timeline. But of course, you can also start exploring some, big branches of the tree. And then ultimately, you get to the top of the tree, to the crown of the tree as well. Or you might take those small, tiny branches that are not going anywhere. And those are the shadow timelines. So our purpose is to climb up the tree. That's what we all do. The question is how we go about it. Do we take every single branch in between, or do we take the main ones? And again, there is no judgment. There is no right or bad way to do it, because truly everything is teaching us something. But the purpose of this video is more like, to make you think, look at your life. Okay, so am I now taking those small tiny branches? And if I do, are they supporting me? Is this still fun for me, essentially? Because if you are not having fun, on that soul level, I guess this can be somehow misinterpreted, but I really mean it if it feels like you are not enjoying it anymore, then perhaps it's the time to close those shadow timelines in your life. Let me give you another example. Let's say that you are angry at your friend who is again disrespecting your boundaries. And so this energy starts piling up inside of you, and you have a couple of options. For simplicity, let's say you have two options. One is to basically swallow your anger, direct it at yourself, and not speak up, not say anything, stay quiet, and allow the same pattern happening again and again and again. Because this is also a shadow timeline. If something is happening like the same situation over and over and over again, you are stuck in a cycle. And I really stuck in cycle, I mean it literally. It's there are those time loops. Time doesn't move forward or parallel. It's just getting you are in that loop again and again and again. The same situation, same lesson with different people perhaps, but the same thing happening energetically again. So you might choose not to say anything to your friend and instead, allow the same behavior to be repeating in the future. So this would be your shadow timeline. Or you actually break the cycle and you speak up and you say, hey, it's really not fun and fine how you treat me. If you want us to continue being friends, I need you really to look at why you are projecting these things at me, or I need you to really think about it if you want to stay friends with me. In the case you don't respect me, what's the purpose? I like to be friends if something changes and you invite the other party into solution, perhaps this would be your main timeline. But you do something about it. You choose to speak up in some way. And this puts you onto that main timeline. And then basically you understood the lesson of the situation, you spoke your truth, and you are on that highest timeline for you. Because the thing is, whenever you are making choice and whenever the energy momentum is very potent, let's say when you are angry, it's the energy is really buzzing. It's I need to do something. That energy needs to somehow be manifested in some form. So you either embody that energy, you step into it, or you kind of cast it away, into different timelines. And you might not choose to explore them at all, but they already exist. The fabric of the universe is being enriched by your decision or this energy momentum happening in your system. And also when you are not aligned with your truth and you don't really speak up, then it's very likely you might be exploring those shadow timelines more than not. Because the thing is, if you are not aligned with your truth, and this is the most courageous thing you can ever do. So again, there's no judgment. But if we are not aligned with our truth, then we are saying to the universe, well, I know that ultimately I have to step into my power. I have to step into my sovereignty. But on the way there, let me explore every timeline where I give my power away. So eventually there's nothing else left than for me step into my power. So it's just a preference of timing. Timelines is just do I do it now or do I do it later? So whenever you are making choice, really start to feeling into your decision, what timelines it opens up for you. Where is it taking you? Do you feel like perhaps in some timelines you are living in those patterns? Then what would help you to break them? And like start seeing your decisions as a powerful tools for shifting in between timelines. Because it's all about your decision. You can change yourself in every second. You can be a new person in that sense that you really embody the higher version of you and then the higher one and higher one. So ask yourself, are you perhaps entertaining those shadow timelines? And if so, is it bringing you something? Is it still fun for you? Or you would like to explore how it feels like to move along those main timelines and make it basically accelerate your growth. Perhaps this is the moment to step into it, and perhaps not. But it's good to be conscious of it. It's good to be conscious of those decisions that are taking place inside of us every second of the day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.